What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Long Dark. My name is Splattercat. Very, very happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while and continue our foray into survival. My name is Splattercat, and as always, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. I'm always excited. I don't know, it's like a weird familiar feeling. Every time I go back to this game, part of me is like, but I've done so much Long Dark on the channel. But then another part of me is like, but it's such a good game. It's like one of the best indie games ever made, hands down. And so it's such a variable game. Like every single time you play it, it's a little bit different, you know? Like it's just a really, really solid title. And so there's kind of a weird familiar, like I'm coming home feeling every single time that I play it. We need to kill some time, though. We also need to kill some calories. I would suggest the milk in a can. How bad are our stats right now? We're peckish. So yeah, let's use the can opener on it, sure. Why not? We don't want to bust it open with our bare hands. Although it's actually not that difficult to open a can without a can opener. Survival games always ham that up. But in reality, all you have to do is scrub it on some concrete. You just take the top of it and you scrub it on concrete for a little while, and then you like smack it and it'll come right open. You might lose a tiny bit of the contents, but actually it's not that difficult. Let's be very, very careful. I thought I heard the sound of doggies. And since I don't have a doggy of my own to run up on these wolves... Oh, where did it go? I really, really don't like it when I don't have a visual on where the wolves are at. He's around here somewhere. Last time we saw him, he was heading up the mountain that way. Yeah, he's still over here somewhere. Oh, there he is. There, he's hiding in between the trees right there. We're going inside for the night anyways. Like, this should be our last foray out into the wilds for a little bit. So I'm going to leave that alone. However, it may be worth investigating in here. Ooh, I really don't want to pop a flare, though. Like, I can find a lot of matches. Flares, on the other hand, a little bit more difficult to find. And they have extra utility, too. Like, if I use a flare, it actually runs off a creature, so that I don't have to deal with them, whereas matches, I can find them everywhere. They're very, very prevalent. They burn for a little while. Let's go ahead and unload some food in here, and we will see what the game says we have stocked up. I'm assuming it just goes by caloric values, would be my best guess. So throwing all that inside of there, we've got like 4 kilograms of food right now. That's not very much. Although the fish will add like a major part of that, although I may eat the fish. So we'll see what happens. Bunch of lemon lime sodas, whole bunch of tomato soups. We've actually got our weight down too, which is fantastic. It's very, very good. We've got our bullet right there. We've got the fresh lake whitefish, in case we were trying to get fancy schmancy in the pantsy. We've also got a chocolate bar. So where does that put me as far as my food rations go? We've got 3 days worth of food. Wow, we're actually going to have to store a lot. I could stretch what we've got inside of here way more than 3 days. Like this right here is like a shopping trip for me. I mean, you just eat 1 can of peaches a day and you'll be perfectly fine. You aren't going to die. You could probably stretch the bass out. If you had a refrigeration source, I mean, you could probably stick it in a snowbank except for all the predatory creatures around. So I'd be a little bit worried about that, but worst case scenario is throw it up on the roof. I mean, if you've got a ladder, you could just put the fish up on the roof and it would freeze up there. And I mean, the outdoors could basically be your refrigerator. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. Okay, well, I'm going to take back the fish, because we need to cook that before it goes bad. How much did the fish affect everything? That was only 0.3 of a day's worth of food, huh? Interesting. All right, well, let's start a fire. And our chance of success is really bad because we haven't leveled it up yet, so there we go.
Looks like it worked.
I will add sticks to the fire, even though my sticks are not that good. We have the smallmouth bass. I'm going to cook that the best that I can. That's only going to take a couple of minutes, I think. Yeah, we should be solid right there. And then I would actually make as much water as we can while we wait. So if I can melt snow... Yeah, an extra liter. I mean, one of the things we have to do is we have to store up X amount of water in order for this all to function. So I don't really see an issue with, even with a small bit of fire going through, and every single time we have the opportunity to do so, we should probably be making water just to add to our little stockpile. Jesus, I can't see where the dam right now. it still says there's daylight. Okay. We can pass time. You know what? I'm not even that tired. That's the problem, is so... There are 10 hours of darkness left, but now I can see, strangely enough. Is this like a relative kind of darkness? Like it's a darkness that's actually light? I find it confusing that I can see better now than... Oh, I should have cooked the whitefish while I was in here, too. No, the whitefish is already cooked. Never mind. Whitefish is already good to go. Let's eat the whitefish, then. So you have 800 calories of that with like 100 left over. Sounds good. We got way too much water, which is why I needed to get inside this cabinet, and we're carrying around a lot of water right now. So I would say to only carry around like 1.5-ish with me. There we go. And how much did it want me to store for water? It wanted me to do 25 liters. That's really, really easy. We should have no problem accomplishing that. So far, I haven't really seen anything that's going to be difficult. Assuming that I go outside... How dark is it out here? It's not too bad, but threat appraisal is pretty gnarly. It only feels like -4, though. Did I go in this house yet? I mean, we'll be burning through matches, but my character's not tired. We've got a couple hours to kill, so I don't see a reason why this wouldn't be a practical thing to do. I mean, we might as well spend some time going through stuff and seeing if maybe we could pick through the remainder of these houses. We are on a limited time scale right now. That's all that I'll point out, is that we have very, very limited amounts of time. I would also suggest if you play this game a lot... Ooh, pork or beans, okay. Pork or beans. It's a much riskier meal. Pork or beans. If you can't tell, that's a little terrifying. Give me a tin of coffee. Coffee is super useful in this game. I usually keep a couple of cups on me just in case, because it allows you to refill your energy bar, and it's one of the few things in the game that actually allows you to refill your energy bar without sleeping. And so it's just nice to have around. We have a lake whitefish right there. Very, very nice. Light another one, please. We will undoubtedly find more of them in here. Peanut butter is fantastic for survival. It's a great, great survival food. Anything calorie dense. Oh, a storm lantern. And it's got fuel. Now, I'm going to go through fuel pretty quickly on this thing, and one of the things we're supposed to be... Ooh, I like that lighting effect. They've added a little bit of like a little bit of a haze to it almost, which gas fires, I've noticed they do kind of have that when you have like one of those old propane... I don't know. I haven't seen actually a lot of camping gear in a long time, but my old man when I was a kid back in the 80s had one of these. Like, they made stuff better back in the day. That's one thing that, like, nowadays, kids nowadays, everything's made out of plastic, dudes. You cannot even imagine. Like, back in the day, everything was, like, heavy metal. Like, everything was made out of fantastic metal. It all felt weighty. It all felt like it was quality. I mean, yeah, you could buy cheaper stuff if you wanted to back in the day, but worn cargo pants, cotton pants with reinforced areas will take a bit of punishment. Okay. That's one thing I've noticed since I was a kid, is the quality of objects have gone down, like, considerably. My guess is that's because domestic manufacturing pissed off, or maybe just plastics are so much cheaper to produce. I don't know. Never something that I've really investigated or done any research on, so as per usual, the normal waiver of me talking out of my ass applies here. Very much so. Well, we've got water, so we might as well take that. I mean, that saves us a little bit of time. That's upwards of an hour and a half, 2 hours of boiling water that we don't have to do anymore. Let's say that I tear up that. If I do it with my hands, it'll take 42 calories. Yeah, do it. Get a little bit of cloth so that I can sit down and possibly, like, upgrade some of my stuff. A bandage and water purification tabs. Fantastic. Good stuff. Got a curtain right there. I'm going to suggest that while we're in range of the curtain... Oh, you need light in order to break things down. You need light in order to break things down. They've changed it. It didn't used to be like that. You used to be able to do it in the dark. What if I've got a match? Ah, there we go. That's what I was hoping would happen. We can actually just waste a match in order to do... Because I really, really, really don't want to waste my storm lantern. And all of this stuff will give us access to useful cloth. And then my assumption is that I probably need a light source in order to craft now, if that's the case. So let's go there. I've got a sewing kit. So, like, that's perfectly fine. Let's take that sweatshirt and repair it. Can't repair in the dark. Oh, I didn't move quick enough. Okay. I definitely don't want to waste my lantern, though. Let me see if I can rush this out very quickly. Ah, you can't repair in the dark. Okay, so they knew that somebody was going to try that boo shit. So that gives me an interesting choice. Like, I've got to decide, like, how much lantern fuel do I need? I need 5 lamp oil. How much do I have? A little bit. Not a lot. I've got like 1.5 right now. I would prefer to stockpile the stuff that I need in order to win before I start using it at a crazy rate. However, we do need to repair our clothing, so let me have a look at what we have here, and anything that I can repair. I would prefer to do right now because we can't sleep away all the time that we have anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. Like, it'll wake us up and then we'll just be standing around in the dark like an idiot, so we might as well do it now. So we have 100% thermal underwear on, worn sweatshirts in rough shape, light shell just got fixed. I'm going to repair this the best that I can. Did they get rid of repair skill? Shit. Well, that was a waste then. If we didn't finish the crafting, that's always kind of a concern. Let me eat a little bit of the food there, so that's done. We'll drink some of the water that we have on us, although we probably got to put down like an entire liter to get our meter filled back. Oh, no, it was a half liter to get it filled back up. Okay. Well, it's unfortunate, but that's life. We're probably going to sleep here. Let's give it a good 8 hours. I think that's all right, and I think they've actually fixed where you used to get like, you used to die of dehydration in your sleep. We woke up fully rested already. How many hours of darkness do we have left? Just the 1. That's not as bad as it could be. Let me drink some of my water to get the dry mouth taken care of. I do think you drink too much water in this game, though. I've always felt like you drink way too much water. We've got it down to, I think you've got to, like, every couple hours, you got to drink, like, an entire liter. So, well, I guess that's actually not that inaccurate. We're being physically active, and so I think it's easy when you're sitting on a computer playing the game to think, oh, but I'm not sweating or whatever. But actually, if it's not that humid outside while it's snowing, it's like a dry cold, it'll suck the moisture right out of you. So maybe I'm full of shit. Need hacksaws to get through there. I just wanted to make sure that I've checked everything before we go anywhere else. With 1 hour of darkness left, let's go see where our dear friend Wolfie is at. He's absolutely out here somewhere. And I'd prefer not to get chewed on this early into the challenge. Every time you get chewed on, there's like that chance.
Thank goodness. Made it through another night.
Yeah, but that's not going to matter too much, pal, if we don't start getting some stuff together. Together, it's bees. Alright, so, as I was saying, this early on in the game, infection is kind of a liability. Doesn't matter once you're further into the game and you've stockpiled like 1,000 tons of medical supplies, but at this point, that would be a pretty legitimate way to end your life.
I could use this.
Got some mittens, a windbreaker, sheep nylon layer that blocks wind, and that's about it. Okay. I'll have to take a look at some of this clothing, but you want to light me another match? There's a few more right there to replace the one that we're carrying around. Oh, fire logs. Could I start a fire right now? Yeah, I could definitely start a fire right now. I'll probably start stockpiling some wood back at the house, though. Oh, we got some boots over here, too. Man, we're picking up all kinds of goodies. I think we're overweight, though. I think that's what he's complaining about. That's also going to make running away from potential enemies very, very risky. So we've got a cabinet over here. Sooner or later, it should get a little bit more conducive to sight. Picked up 10 more matches there. I'm just going to keep whittling through them. Some condensed milk. Cabinets, what you got for me? Come on. Give me that good stuff. We're probably going to get tired out today, but that's what coffee's for. I love pancakes. I do love pancakes, though. That's the kind of art that I would have in my house. That very Ron Swanson-y, just like I love breakfast food type thing. Dude, there's nothing better than breakfast food. It's amazing. Like, if you get, like, a solid breakfast going on with, like, 3 fried eggs, 3 or 4 pancakes, some links of sausage. I like the Jimmy Dean, like, hockey puck-looking ones that are hella spicy and have little bits of jalapeno in them and whatnot. Not allowed to have them anymore because I got, like, holes in my stomach or some shit. I don't know. The doctor said I'm not supposed to have, like... The doctor did, like, an ultrasound on my stomach or something and was like, yeah, you're not allowed to have spicy food anymore. And I was like, okay. But spicy food is one of my favorite things in the whole world. And then she was like, oh, yeah, no more beer and no more hard alcohol and no more everything that's delicious in life. Yeah, so have fun living without anything you enjoy. And I was like, oh, my God. If I had known this was the way it was going to go, I just wouldn't have come to the doctor's office. I've opted at this point to just, like, feel as though I'm being stabbed with a hot poker in my stomach all the time because I just won't give up all the things that I love. And if I die early, I guess I die early. I don't care. I'm going out. I'm going out the way that I lived, eating delicious, spicy foods. It's fine. It's okay. I never wanted to see 40 anyways. That was never something that was ever planned. It's all good. I have no spite in my heart about it. I'm just like, well, I'm not giving up spicy food, so whoop, whoop, make way. Here it comes. I do eat a lot of acidic food. You learn that about you. Man, I don't think anybody needs any of this shit anymore. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but everybody we've come across so far has been not just dead, but super dead. Like the kind of dead that really only Superman can provide. Sorry, my cat is engaging in hardcore combat cuddles right now, and I'm having to play the game around him. He doesn't really care about the fact that I'm supposed to be entertaining all of you right now. He has very, very little to say about that. And in fact, I could almost guarantee you he flat out doesn't give a shit. He needs cuddles. And frankly, I'm inclined to give him cuddles right now because I have a mouse infestation in my house. And he's slowly hunting them. It's taking him some time to get the mice. But I think the mice are starting to get the picture. When I first moved in, there were mice everywhere. There was mice everywhere, mice droppings everywhere. You could actually watch the mice. Like if you turned out the lights and held still, they would come out. No fear of human beings whatsoever. But the mice weren't planning on the fact that I have a trump card. I brought a little murderous death machine, basically a mini lion, to come live with me. And he's been slowly getting after him, and so I feel like he's earned his pets. He's earned his pets. I've got to keep him happy because he works so much better than the mouse traps that I have. He is way more efficient than the mouse traps. Now, this is a risky situation to be in because technically I can't run right now. I'm overweight. And that means if Senor Wolfie, Senor Lobo, decides to come after me, I can't get away. In fact, let me get a flare out right now in case the inevitable happens. This dude tries to run up on me acting all hard. Is there ever anything inside the doghouse? You know, I never checked the doghouse, so I don't know. It feels like minus 17 right now. Sweet bejeebus, that's cold. That's getting colder. Minus 10 wasn't, like, ridiculously cold. Minus 17, though, we're starting to get to that point where it's like, yeah, it's pretty cold out. Probably wouldn't go outside without gloves in this weather. Might be a mistake. Probably wouldn't go out without earmuffs or, like, something over my nose or, you know, the parts of your body which are likely to be affected by the cold and just flat out fall off. It happens from time to time. Alright, so what have we picked up here? How have we done? We've got a fish. I'll probably cook that. Peanut butter. I actually don't think this was that great of a run when it came to food. A little bit of rabbit right there. I'll probably eat that myself. Some busted-ass socks. I do need to sort out some of this extra clothing that I'm carrying around with me. As far as water goes, same strategy as before. Just try to keep like 1.5-ish on you. I don't know if coffee counts as food. I doubt it, because caffeine makes your metabolism go up, I think. It also makes you jittery. Makes me jittery as hell. That's for sure. I drink way too many Red Bulls a day. And sometimes I overdo it, and it's just like, ooh, I feel like really legitimately jittery right now. Kind of feel like this probably isn't good for me. Those have actually decent temperature retention. I will drop the scarf, all of the toques. That gives me 0.1. The new down vest. We'll have to check out and see what that can do for us. Aside from that, we've got fleece mittens. Although I think we picked up some other ones that were like better. I'm gonna try and drop some of the heavier stuff. Get my weight allotment down. Got a Bill Cosby sweater. Some trail boots might be a decent call because as of right now, that which we are wearing is actually not that good for us. So we've also got some worn wool mittens. We've also got worn... Oh, here, let me go through. Let me optimize my clothing very rapidly because it seems like we've got a number of things. Yeah, wear the mittens. We're missing an outer layer, so I guess it just like rotted off. Oh, that or we just didn't have a slot that was available, so I guess we'll take the cargo pants. If you got the spot for it, we'll take the decent wool socks. I think I had 2 pairs of wool socks. So yeah, that's fantastic. I've actually doubled up on those myself personally when hiking. If you need to, you needs to. The new work boots are giving us great insulation. But the trail boots give us better water resistance. They give us better sprint, but they're lighter. Yeah, go ahead, because our thermal issues right now are actually not that terrible. A worn, thick wool sweater. If I can repair that, sure. I think it'll be pretty good. And then on this side, we got the dress shirt. I'm thinking we go with the sweatshirt, though. When we get that repaired, we'll be in much better shape. So I'm going to put that on. We got a Mariner's pea coat, the sport vest. Probably not doing it. The down vest. So got the new light shell, the worn windbreaker. Those are the only things we have right now. I think we're more or less optimized with regards to our clothing right now. So let me pick through and see what I can drop so that we're not carrying a whole bunch of stuff around with us that's no bueno. Oh, that explains a lot, too. I didn't realize how many work boots I was carrying around with me. Work boots are really, really heavy and gnarly in this game, so don't carry them around with you. I'll sort this all, in case you're wondering, I am going to sort this all into cabinets and stuff like that at some point, but for right now, I'm also carrying around the firewood. Let me stack the firewood over here. So that's a pretty considerable chunk of weight, too. I'm not going to carry around all the flares with me, either. I'll just keep, like, 2 of them on me. I need to get into, like, some of these other cabinets and things. These right here are locked, so there's nothing I can do about those. With this drawer over here, probably call this a tool drawer or something. I don't know. There we go. Use the metal container. This will be for, like, utilities and shit. So put the books in there. I'll probably store lantern fuel for right now. I already talked about why I wanted to do that previously. It's mostly just for conservation purposes. I just want to make sure that I don't deplete the entire map of lantern fuel before I get other things done. Got our rifle round right there, although it'd probably be smarter to keep it with me for now. We've also got our ridiculously heavy water purification tablets for some reason. I will keep the painkillers. As far as some of this stuff goes, it looks like the antiseptic's pretty heavy too, but I mean, never underestimate the value of keeping antiseptic on you. It is useful. Like, if you have antiseptic on you, not a terrible plan. What are our stats right now? We're peckish. So let's eat some food then. We've got a rabbit leg. So we'll go ahead and eat that. That's 450 calories down. I would say that a tin of condensed milk is probably an okay idea, except that I'm just going to keep what I have on me for now. Drink the water to get our dry mouth taken care of, and that's going to make us be out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of The Long Dark. we're doing the best we can do right now with what we have going on. I mean, there are issues to be sorted, but by and large, I feel like we're in pretty good shape. I'll probably focus on getting some repairs done before too long, just because I do think we're making pretty good progress on, like, gathering up the things the game wants us to have. Ooh, they're new wool mittens now. Fantastic. Very, very good stuff. I'll probably go through and repair a whole bunch of, like, the random little things that I have on me, and then I'll see you all in the next episode. Thanks for stopping on in. If you want to get the game for yourself, which I highly recommend, easily, and by a long margin, one of the better games of the last couple years. Get Long Dark down below. Get Long Dark down below in the description, all right? Bye, everybody.